You contradict yourself in the same sentence. You are 1 minute saying that popularity is not an indicator of quality and the next ranting dementedly on about some incestuous backslapping love is award which people in the industry fiddled for their mates for The Office. The program in America is not the same program as transmitted here. People in the UK are more discerning about the type of comedy they watch, and it has to be funny. The Office here was not a big success, a critical success from the producer's sycophantic friend journalists in a few newspapers maybe, but not a public success like On the Buses was, which commanded huge ratings in its day. The ratings The Office got for its very brief 12-episode run look a joke by comparison. Indeed, here is proof. A quote from Ricky Gervais's own website. The viewing figures, whilst fine for BBC 2 at that time of year, weren't spectacular. How the hell is that more popular with the public than a series which spawns the year's single most grossing box office hit film, you idiot?
Lol, I bet that quote you cite refers to its initial run where it got lower figures but was later repeated to greater acclaim. A similar thing happened to Only Fools and Horses. I see you are a big fan of On the Buses and I accept that you like feeble 70s sitcoms. I am sure you have all the videos of Please Sir, Terry, and June and Man About the House too. You are a man of your time. Unfortunately that time is the 1970s.
Yes, a time when more people watched TV, rather than go off and do other things, because it was generally more entertaining to watch. That's why the public were prepared to pay to turn TV franchise like On the Buses to box office film hits.
Yes, I have been rumbled you have exposed the fact I think On the Buses wasn't an hilarious work of comedy genius. Well done. Still, we now know the sort of slapstick humor you think is so great.
Anything is a work of comedy genius compared to that sanitized Americanized dullard crap The Office. Only the kind of idiots who went out and bought the Mr. Blobby single and thought it was good think The Office is funny. I mean, which school kids have you ever heard talking about the fucking Office when they mention TV humor? When it comes to contemporary TV humor shows, they are into things like Little Britain or the odd Catherine Tate show sketch, rather than complete and utter unwatchable and unfunny rubbish like The Office. The Office is already a forgotten about mild tabloid reviewer wank.
Oh, that's the difference you see. I'm not interested in school kids humor but mature humor. If you find the same stuff funny that school kids enjoy, then good for you. I have heard Tracy Beaker is enjoyed by kids too. And The Office is certainly not Americanized. Else why would they have had to adapt it for a US audience?
The best and most memorable humor shows are ones which are enjoyed by and appeal to all age groups, including school kids, and by your admission, The Office is not one of them. That is why nobody remembers it, and why it was axed after a mere 2 series.
Lol, there you go again with your strange definition of axed. Hey, CBBC should be on now. You could watch all that kids humor you enjoy so much.
It would certainly be more memorable than that fucking rubbish The Office, I would wager.
Off you toddle N. Enjoy the humor.
There's more humor on kids TV than the dullard tedium crap in The Office. Everyone I know who watched it fell asleep during it. Small wonder it only lasted 12 episodes.
You clearly have only spoken to imbeciles.
Not so. If you don't believe me, then I suggest you go out in the street with your clipboard and ask the general public. You might learn something for once in your life.
Obviously I'd learn more than discussing something with you. That goes without saying, but I'd be hard-pressed to find any one of your opinion the On the Buses is classic comedy.
Type On the Buses in Google Rani. You will see it quite plain described as being classic comedy from various sources. Not so with The Office. In fact, it's so forgotten about, you will be hard pushed to find out any information about it. That is because no one bothered to watch it, let alone remembers the rubbish.
Classic as in old, yes, not classic as in brilliantly written incisive comedy. Still, if you want to think it is the height of comedy genius, go ahead. We'll all have a good laugh at you at least.
You're the one making a right clown of yourself if you seriously think the public remember The Office more than On the Buses. But please carry on, Rani. This is classic comedy in itself. These foolish notions you're coming out with.
Of course The Office is better known today than a cheesy, slapstick comedy from the 1970s. Still, you are a little slapstick yourself.
You really are a deluded fool if you think more of the public recognize The Office as a classic comedy TV series than On the Buses. I suggest you run a poll if that's what you think, but really I think you're being contrary for the sake of it, because we all know deep down which one of the two programs would really win, don't we? And it wouldn't be The Office.
I didn't say they would recognize it as classic comedy, just that more people would recognize it, full stop.
Sheer nonsense. You need to pull your head out from RTD's ass and come down to the real world at some point, Rani.
You seem to be losing the plot. RTD has nothing whatsoever to do with The Office.
Don't pretend you didn't know that RTD is a fan of The Office. It's the main reason why you like such an dullard and completely humorless Americanized trash.
I enjoyed the original transmission of the show, before it became a hit and certainly before RTD came on the radar. I think you are talking more self-indulgent nonsense personally. I wonder which writers are fans of On the Buses, Pip and Jane Baker perhaps.